I am Adele, asterisk in this video. I will tell you the story of a boy's revenge. A boy who lived in the same apartment building as me. Asterisk for years. There was a boy in my building whose name no one even knew. Asterisk if you asked for his name, no one would remember. But you couldn't forget his face. Asterisk because that boy seemed to have been born into a silence that was too much for the world. He had a very calm and quiet demeanor. Asterisk I saw him for the first time on my moving date. Asterisk he was sitting alone on the building's roof. Asterisk he was scratching the concrete floor with a stone. Asterisk he seemed to be drawing something. Asterisk it was as if he was digging a grave. There. Asterisk I looked at him. He didn't look away. Asterisk in that moment, I saw such a deep emptiness in a child's eyes. I understood that this child was born indebted to the world. Asterisk years passed. Asterisk I continued with my job and life in the city. Asterisk he grew up, but never spoke to anyone. Asterisk I later learned his name, Ethan Ward. Asterisk his father had been wrongfully arrested. Asterisk then, he had hanged himself in prison. Asterisk the news in the town small newspaper was very simple. Asterisk former teacher Ethan Ward Sr. arrested on corruption charges, commits suicide in prison. Asterisk however, no one knew the truth behind that news. Asterisk because in America, some truths are bought not with money, but with silence. Asterisk Ethan's father's death was lost in such a silence. Asterisk Ethan was a child that day. Asterisk he could never be a child again after that day. For him, childhood was over from that art. Asterisk when I saw him again 20 years later, there was nothing childish left in him. Asterisk silence had turned not into a wound, but a weapon. Asterisk his eyes were always the same blank. Asterisk as if he had murdered time. Asterisk one evening, my door knocked. Asterisk when I opened the door, Ethan was standing there. Asterisk he held a box of files in his hands. Asterisk his face was expressionless. Asterisk he looked at me, and only said one sentence. Asterisk he found the men who killed my father. Adele. Asterisk I froze at that moment. Asterisk the boy who hadn't spoken to anyone for years had spoken to me for the first time. Asterisk but what he said was less like a confession and more like a verdict. Asterisk I invited him in. Asterisk he sat at the table and opened the box. Asterisk inside the box were yellow documents, old newspapers, photos. There was also a map. Asterisk they are all links in the same chain. He said, asterisk people who stole the donation funds from my father's school framed my father to silence him. Asterisk the prosecutor, the principal, the bank manager, even my father's closest friend are all there. They are all in that chain. Asterisk his voice was exactly like someone reading a court decision. Asterisk there was no anger, no hatred. Asterisk there was only a cold certainty in his tone. Asterisk I'm not going to kill anyone, Adele, he said. Asterisk but I will kill them all in their own minds. Asterisk the first target was the school principal, Richard Bell. Asterisk the man had been retired for years. Asterisk he lived in a peaceful suburb. Asterisk Ethan tracked his routine for weeks. Asterisk 7:30 a.m. walk, coffee, then the golf club. That was his routine. Asterisk one day, Ethan got a job at that club without introducing himself. He started working there as a cleaner. Asterisk he worked silently there for weeks. Asterisk one morning, Bell found an old photo on his desk. Asterisk a picture of him standing next to Ethan's father, in front of the school. Asterisk underneath it was written, asterisk or new beginnings. Asterisk the next day, an envelope was left on Bell's desk. Asterisk inside the envelope was the same photo, but this time his father's face had been cut out. Asterisk on the back was a sentence. Asterisk giggings were sometimes just a rehearsal for an ending. Asterisk that day, Bell had a nervous breakdown. Asterisk the next week, he withdrew his pension and disappeared. Asterisk no one could find where he went. Asterisk when Ethan returned, there was no pride on his face. Asterisk he simply said, the first one is gone. Asterisk the second target was prosecutor Laura Finch. Asterisk she had rushed to close Ethan's father's case. Asterisk she had erased all evidence from the archives, claiming it was lost. Asterisk now, she was preparing for a state senate run. Asterisk Ethan went after her. Asterisk but this time he took a different route. Asterisk he meticulously analyzed her social media accounts, old case files and interviews. Asterisk one day, an anonymous video dropped into Finch's email inbox. Asterisk the video showed contradictions between the statements young Finch made during the case and her later public remarks. Asterisk below it was this line, asterisk Lee's too will eventually dig your grave. Asterisk the video leaked to the media within a few days. Asterisk Finch's campaign collapsed. Asterisk as a woman cried on television, shouting, someone is following me. Asterisk Ethan watched silently in front of the TV. Asterisk he took a sip of coffee and then turned to me. Asterisk Adele, some people live their hell not in their graves, but in the headlines, he said. Asterisk the third target was Thomas Reed. A childhood friend who had grown up in the same neighborhood as his father, once his closest friend. He had later committed the biggest betrayal. Because he was the one who had used Ethan's father's signature on the fake documents. Now. He was a church pastor in a small town. This time. Ethan never got close. He only sent letters. The same sentence at the end of every letter. Even if God forgives you, will your conscience? He sent the same letter every day for a month. There was no explanation or threat. There was no signature. Only that sentence was written. Always the same sentence. One morning. The town newspaper ran this headline. Pastor Thomas Reed has a breakdown in church for unknown reasons and resigns from his post. Ethan sent me this note. Third one has also blended into the silence. Sometimes I wanted to ask him, why are you doing this? But then I thought that some people's revenge was not about destroying others. It was about making the last remaining sound within themselves heard. He had been punished with silence for years. Now. He had turned that silence into an echo in others' walls. However, every revenge has a price. Ethan's price was slowly growing in his own mind. One night, exactly at 3:15 a.m. My door knocked. It was Ethan. This time his face was pale, and his eyes were bloodshot. Get us over. He said, but that voice is still inside me. He held one last envelope in his hand. He took out a small photograph. It was a picture of him with his father on the beach when he was a child. He had written this underneath with his own hand. You are at peace now, Father. And I am leaving too. I didn't understand anything at that moment. What do you mean, leaving? I asked. He looked at me, perhaps smiling at me for the first time. Silence is calling me. I dealt the next morning. Ethan's apartment was empty. All the documents, maps, and notes were destroyed. There was only one line on his desk. True justice is where one ends the war within oneself. Months passed, and no one saw him. The police filed a missing person report, but I knew. Ethan hadn't gone to die, nor had he gone to run away. He had simply disappeared to complete a silent story. Sometimes, at night, I look at the roof of the opposite building. When the wind blows, I can still see the scratches etched on that concrete. It's as if someone is still digging a grave there. But this time, the grave was not for someone's body. It was for the silence of an era. Every time. I whispered to myself, an acts of revenge bury not the dead, but the silence of the living. I am Adele. I am not just a witness to the story. Perhaps all of us live in a silence like Ethan's. Only some of us are not brave enough to silence that silence.